Now here is the Let's Stay Together show with Reverend Ricardo McCain and author Brenda McCain, helping you to rebuild your relationships with God.
All right. Welcome to the Let's Stay Together show. I'm your host, Reverend Rick McCain, along with my baby, my girl, my boo, author Brenda McCain. How you doing, baby?
I'm doing great. How you doing?
I'm doing great. Baby, do your thing.
Okay. Welcome to the Let's Stay Together Talk radio show where we learn the rhythms of all relationships. And to know our glory, you have to do what, babe?
You've got to know our backstory.
That's right. And tonight's topic is, will you support me, a child's perspective? We are talking about child support. There's a growing misconception about some child support let me start that over. There's a growing misconception among some that child support should only cover child's bare necessities, such as food and clothing. However, in truth, child support is meant to cover a broad range of expenses, such as school fees, entertainment, medical, and extracurricular activities, among other things. To help us learn more about child support and to clarify some myths and some misconceptions on the McCain train tonight, we have attorney D. Renee Jackson of the Law Office of D. Renee Jackson, Private Practice. Currently, she focuses her practice in family law, criminal defense, juvenile justice, and business consulting. We also have attorney Patrick D. John of the Barclay Law Group. Barclay, make me think of a singing group. Of the Barclay Law Group, currently focused on family law, child support, probate, employment discrimination, landlord, tenant, contract disputes, and social security disability. And then we have Miss Attorney Lisa Copland, currently focuses on children and families, as well as domestic relations division of the Circuit Court of Cook County. Now, if you want to know more about our special guest tonight, please visit our website at letsstaytogethertalkshow.com. Now, I'm going to give you the word because it's going to be an interesting night. 1 Timothy 5:8 says, "But if anyone does not provide for his relatives, and especially for members of his household, he has denied the faith and is worse than an unbeliever." Now, we want you to participate and join into this great conversation. The number is 312-754-4333.
All right. You know, we've got some very smart and intelligent people on here of the show today, so it can help you out with this situation. We were talking about this situation several times before about child support, and we wanted to get some people in here to kind of help you out to understand the ramifications of child support and things that happen from state to state. And one of the things that I looked at, the information was that the Child Support Act came out in 1975. And they had actually started this back out in 1950 when they were thinking about child support. That was at the first time when they started realizing that there were some single family mothers that were home by themselves and that Congress had to come up and reenact a law for child support. So until that time, they came up with a simulation of a law. But in 1975, they came up with the Child Support Act enforcement program. So this is some history about it, but a lot of people really don't know what child support is or what it's all about. If you look at state by state, it can be confusing with some of the ramifications and laws. There's something called the Milson Law that we'll talk about, some states go by that calculation. There's a lot of things out there. So I'm going to ask Miss Renee over there. You over there, Renee? How you doing, hon?
I am.
Good. Hey, do me a favor. Tell me briefly, what is child support?
Child support is simply a payment by the non-custodial parent to the custodial parent, and child support is meant to provide for the educational, physical, mental, and emotional needs of the child. So simply put, that is what child support is.
And so basically, it's something that's there to safeguard the child, that the child will be okay. So Renee, you don't know how we do things around here. I'm crazy. I like to have crazy and stuff like that. So you're going to relax on me a little bit. You know, Yomiko, Reimiko. Why is it why is it people are so bent out of shape when it comes to just protecting the child? You've got people out there that don't want to pay child support at all. brother man out there.
People.
Brother man out there. Yeah, brother man people.
Men.
Well, no, women pay child support too. Don't act like that. Statistics show that at least about 14 to 15% of the women out there are paying child support. What you got for me, Jonathan? Somebody send me something already, man? I like to mess with Jonathan. But Renee, I was talking. I digress. Why is it so hard for sometimes for people just to realize that child support is just about child support? We got callers already. So Lisa and Eva, stay on the line real quick. Renee, talk to me.
Well, that is just simply not an easy question to answer. There are many reasons that non-custodial parents don't want to pay child support, be it that they don't want the money coming directly from their income, be it because they don't really have a relationship with the child, so therefore they don't feel that they have any responsibility towards the child, be it that mom and dad just don't get along. And so I'm going to punish you, mom. I'm going to punish you, mom, by not paying any child support. So that's not quite an easy question to answer. However, based upon my experiences, that is typically why non-custodial parents do not want to pay child support.
Hey, we've got callers on the line already, so they must like y'all. They just knew you all were coming. And so we got people, I don't even know if they know what we're talking about yet, but they calling already. So I'm going to bring in Miss Lisa Burnett. Lisa, are you out there? Hello, Lisa. Hello. Lisa, I'm not asking for child support. I'm just asking you if you got a question. You got a question for me?
Actually, no, I didn't have a question. I'm just a listener.
Oh, okay. Well, thank you for listening. Thank you for letting me know I ain't got to pay you child support first, and thank you for listening. Keep on listening. If you have any questions, give us a call back, okay?
Okay, thank you.
All right, I got a feeling that Eva is going to say the thing. Eva, you out there? Hello, Eva?
Here.
Yeah, did you have a question?
Yes.
You ain't calling me about no child support, are you?
No, I didn't.
Okay, good. What you got for me?
No, I'm just listening. Maybe I'll join it later.
Hey, you know what? I like the fact that you're listening, honey. You called in to listen, and that works for me. Listen, because we've got some very intelligent people here that can help you. If you know somebody that's going through some issues with child support, needs to get some valuable information, tell them to listen to the Let's Stay Together show right now on Urban Broadcast Media, okay?
Will do.
Thank you, hon. Thank you very much. Hey, I'm going to let my baby go say something because I can talk, y'all. I'm a preacher. Now, I can talk. So, y'all can sit back and act like y'all ain't going to talk, but I can talk. Baby, what's one of those questions you got over there?
Well, I want to thank Renee for explaining what child support is, so we're going to get right into it. Pat, how can someone obtain child support?
They go to court, and they file the necessary petitions, and in Illinois, it's a formula. So for one child, it's 20% of your take home, and 2 children, it's 28%, and then 3 children, it's 32%, and it goes up until about almost half of the take home pay. So the short answer is that you go to court and do it. And for most people who have a W-2 income, it simply shows your W-2, pull out a calculator, we count the number of children, we apply the formula, and that's it. There are some extra things thrown in there, maybe daycare expenses is a big deal now. It's very expensive. Extracurriculars like summer camp, for example, summertime's coming. And that's one thing parents often fight over is who's going to pay for summer camp and where's it going to be and how much, for example. So, but in the end, if the parents can't agree privately, you go to court, and in Illinois they apply a formula most of the time, and that's how it's done.
So you said it's 32%?
It's a formula per child. So for one child, it's 20%. For 2 children, it's 28%. So the more children, the higher the percentage of your take-home pay.
Oh.
Okay, but Pat, let me, I always ask questions that aren't on the thing, so y'all got to get ready for that. Yeah, we gave y'all those starter questions, so I've got some questions. She looking at me like, I don't have the answer, but don't ask me. I'm coming to you next. You don't even have the questions? Okay, well, girl, we're going to get you the questions. Pat, I looked at some of these laws around here, and it's crazy to me. I got to pay some child support. How am I going to be able to figure out if they're actually doing this calculation right? Because based on what I look state by state, they go by the person who, what they call the non-custodial, they go by this wages. And then some states go by the obligees income. But there's some of them out there, Delaware, Hawaii and Montana, they go with a Nielsen calculation, which is totally crazy. I don't even know if you saw it, but it's a 6-step process that the only thing I want to do is just say, hey, take my money because I don't know what you're talking about. But for the person that's going to be paying, child support, which is typically the male,
Yes.
Help them with the fear that they may have about the calculation that the government is actually doing it correctly so they can make sure that the child is taken care of.
Well, for people who have a W-2, there's a lot of certainty as to what it is, as to what your child support is going to be, because it's usually simply doing the math with a calculator, looking at your income, and counting the number of children. The real fear starts to come in, I think, when people are self-employed, especially when they do a cash business. For example, barbers, cab drivers, because everyone believes that self-employed people lie about how much they make. And everyone believes that. So everyone believes that they underreport their income. So
I would say 95% of the people believe that. Just
I have yet to find a judge who doesn't believe that. So this is the problem. So you have, let's say, a gentleman who's a self-employed cab driver or a barber or something like that, who runs a small business, and he says, look, this is what I report to the IRS that I make. This is what I'm telling you I make, and this is what I want you to base my child support on. And no one ever believes that, and so you get into some nasty fights and things like that. But for most people who have a W-2, it's pretty much a simple calculation. What I find is this: most guys don't think about the consequences before they go making too many children.
Amen.
Okay, so you can't have 5 kids and 6 baby mamas, and then when you get these cases. I remember years and years ago, there was a gentleman who had 7 children. By the time we walked out of there, he had 7 kids and 3 or 4 different women. And so they consolidated all his cases so it's in front of one judge. By the time we walked out of there, I think he was paying just about half.
Oh, Lord.
Of his take-home pay. But it was to 3 or 4 different, it's combined 3 or 4 different mothers and 7 kids. And I remember he was like, man, half my money is gone, How do they expect me? How do they expect me to live? How do they expect me to eat? And all I could say to him is, the judge has to think about those 7 kids, too, and how they're going to eat and how they're going to live.
Right.
And so as he was making these choices, he wasn't thinking, you know what, this is going to cost me. I'm bringing another human being into the world, and they're expensive.
Yeah, but you know what, Pat, the women need to be just as concerned about the fact that they got to do that. I know the guy is paying it, but the young lady should know just as well, because even though child support is something that usually the non-custodial parent will have, that individual still has to be able to afford and take care of the child as well. And so if they don't have enough money, then they should also think about the possibility that maybe we shouldn't be bringing these. And as a preacher, I'm just going to say it right now, you shouldn't have been making love in the first place. Damn. That's just the preacher saying that. The rest of y'all can say what you want to, but as the preacher, I got to say that. But now that this has happened, we all got to start looking at the fact that we need to protect the child, and legally it's good that you have some kind of a child support thing out there, or child support ramification out there to make sure that the child is taken care of. We had a caller, they got off. Lisa, you got my questions now, so I'm gonna go over there to you now. I'm gonna let Brenda. You saw my question, so so now we're gonna ask you one that's not on there. What does it say? Of course. Okay, but go ahead, Brenda.
Oh, we're going to ask one that's not on there?
No, I'm just joking with it, because I like to look on her face, because he's like, huh?
Is child support mandatory?
If a custodial parent seeks child support from a non-custodial parent, they will get child support. You
got to get closer to that mic, girl. It ain't going to bite you. Come on.
Did you not hear me?
Talk to me. Yeah, you low.
Oh, okay. If a custodial parent seeks child support from a non-custodial parent, they will get child support.
But does the law require? Because as far as I know, the state of Illinois. Correct me if I'm wrong now, because I'm a preacher and I've been wrong once in my 50 some odd years, just once. But correct me if I'm wrong. Does the state, when that child comes in, the state mandatorily makes that person pay, the non-custodial person pay?
No, that's not how it works.
Okay, so tell me how it works.
Well,
so that means you helping me out for a person who don't really want to pay nothing. You're just telling me right now I ain't got to pay nothing.
There are
so
lots
help me.
of non-custodial parents who put themselves on child support.
Okay.
So